there's so many songs about rainbows. What's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on a morning star? Somebody thought that, somebody believed it, and look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing, and what do they think might see? Somebody find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell, we know is probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I've heard it calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? A voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. Something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connections, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Whether you came today for the 1,000th time or this is your first time here today, it's going to be a good day. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whatever accent you have, even my weird Canadian Wisconsin accent, whomever you love, whatever religious beliefs you hold, you're welcome here. You are welcome here as you are. Ours is a tradition that embraces heresy, a word that means profoundly at odds with what is generally accepted. Ours is a faith that affirms that we need not think or believe alike. Our aspiration is that we love alike. And by that, we do not mean a warm feeling, but rather a real tangible caring for one another, for every person, and for the whole world. We affirm that every person is worthy, that every person deserves love, and we are firmly committed to this world and the struggle to make it a paradise here for the living. You matter, and you are welcome here. My name is Jim Shively. I'm a worship associate here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Buffalo. Fran Manley and Doug Yeomans have created a beautiful message for us in song and verse. Regulars know Fran quite well. She and I are both worship associates. and she's an ordained pastor. Doug is a leader in the Western New York music scene, Western New York's premier flat-picking guitarist, a member of the Buffalo Music Hall of Fame. You should look up his bio, by the way, and has shared his gifts with us on multiple occasions. So when we were picking services and Fran said she and Doug were going to do her service, I'm like, ooh, let me do it with you. So I'm super excited about today. The announcements have been visible on the screen above me, so I'll call out a couple. The Family Promise Homeless Shelter needs socks and pillows. And rotating through before the service began, on Sundays in August, it'll be Can Do Summer, so there are fun activities for kids each of those Sundays in August. Today there is nursery, but no religious education. And additional items are in your e-blast. So now let's take a moment and deepen our connections with old friends and maybe meet a new one by greeting your neighbors. If you prefer to sit quietly and fan yourself in your pew and just listen to the happy buzz, it's also fine to do that. So take a couple of minutes and say some hellos and shake some hands.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's your address on
262.
So here, what's the intersection here? Okay, so you're before Anderson or after? Okay. Okay. I didn't think you were there. So. Yeah.
It's not garden, but it's trained, at least it's got an eyesore. The people after us have sort of a wildflower garden. So I'm not suggestions.
Rita keeps us.
Across the street next time we're going to
It's beautiful to walk through the neighborhood.
so nice to know in the neighborhood. Not quite as jangly as the other one. Good morning. Such a pleasure to be here. Not that I'm not here fairly often, but to be here with my buddy Doug. And to see all of you this morning. Opening words this morning are inspired by some that were said every Sunday by a colleague of mine named Burton Carley. I never had his script, so I don't know exactly what he said, but I liked it, so I wrote my own based on what he used to say. This is the day that is given to us. Let us rejoice in it and be glad. This day, out of all the days of our lives, stands before us full of possibilities formed out of all that has gone before, full of promise for the next moment, and the next, and the next. Whether it bring good or ill, sadness or joy, it comes to us as a gift which we have neither earned nor deserved. In every moment, it is ours to make of it what we will and what we can. It is ours to let it make of us what it will and what it can. And when evening falls, it is ours to let it go. Let us therefore live this day with all our heart, all our soul, all our mind, for this is the day that is given to us. Let us rejoice in it and be glad. Come, friends, let us worship.
You all in hundreds of locations are lighting their chalice today, and I want you to join me in the reading of our chalice lighting while Fran lights this flame. We gather in loving community, inspiring one another to transform ourselves to create a more just and compassionate world. And we'll move to hymn number 95, There is More Love Somewhere, in the gray hymnal.
There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more peace somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
Thanks to Mike and Jeff and Jerry and Mary, who volunteered from the choir to help lead our singing this morning. I think we all appreciate that. Do we have people who would like to come forward for our story? Or shall I just tell it from here? Maybe I'll just tell it from here today. The story is called Coming Home by Mark Yeomans from a little book called Does God Have a Big Toe?, which is a book of what is called in the Jewish tradition midrash, which is stories about the stories in the Bible. I've got it. She's coming up to sit. Good. I've got to take it. I'll come down here. Very good. We don't have any pictures. Sorry about that. Excellent. Good. Good. Yeah, one comment for the adults. As I read over this story again before this morning, it could have some reflections that call to mind some of the things that are going on in the world today. Would you just sort of set those aside? Because it has nothing to do with that, but it's just a good old story, but you'll see what I mean. It's a story based on the story of the Exodus. After wandering through the desert for 40 years, the children of Israel looked pretty bad. You could see the bones of the children right through their skin. And most of the cows and the sheep and the goats were so dried up they couldn't give milk. At least the people didn't starve to death in the desert because of the food God sent them. It was called manna. Manna collected on the plants in the morning, and it looked like grass seed, but tasted just a little better than sand. If you mashed it up with some water and baked it, it tasted a little bit like bread. Now Joshua, the servant of Moses, had been told that the land of Israel was flowing with milk and honey. Moses had told him, and God had told Moses. At night around the campfires, Joshua would tell the children of Israel stories about the land of milk and honey. When he told them about the milk and honey, all the starving kids could think about was drinking some of that milk and eating some of that honey. When someone would find a honeycomb in the desert, every boy and girl in the camp would line up to get a tiny piece. They'd lick their fingers all day long, even after all the honey had been licked off, just to try and remember the taste. On the night before entering the land of Israel, Joshua had to face the fact that he really didn't know where to find the milk or where to find the honey. He was afraid to tell the children because they were so hungry. The day the children of Israel entered the land of Israel, people were crying and singing for joy. The children ran to the river Jordan, yelling, "It's a milk river!" They dove in, swallowing huge doses of mouthfuls of water. They cried, "This river's made of water." Then the children of Israel saw a mountain up ahead, and they cried out, "It's a honey mountain." They grabbed up handfuls of mountain and stuffed it into their mouths. "Ugh," they cried, "this mountain is made of dirt." That night, the children of Israel camped inside the land of Israel near the river Jordan and near the mountains of Moab, where Moses had said goodbye to them. The flocks were happy and well-fed on the green grass that grew near the river. The families were dancing and singing for joy. Everyone felt happy at coming home to the land that was promised to their mothers and fathers. Joshua called all the kids at the top of a little hill near the camp and said to them, "I want to tell you, I'm sorry. I don't know where to find the milk, and I don't know where to find the honey. But at least we are free and all together, and we're home at last." Then they all looked up, and in the light of the setting sun, the river looked milky white, and the mountains of Moab looked honey yellow. The next day, the children found many large honeycombs in the trees near the river, and they ate until nobody even wanted any more. And on that day, the goats and the sheep and the cows began to give milk again. They gave so much milk that everyone drank until they couldn't drink any more. Joshua led the people deeper into the land, but the children of Israel left behind on a pile of rocks a little jar of goat's milk and a little piece of honeycomb with a note, and it said, "To God from all the kids, thank you for this place." You like that story? Okay, good. You can go back to your seats. Next week, there will be activities for the kids during the service, so that's something to look forward to.
We take a good portion of our Sunday morning offering and we give it to a social justice cause outside of these walls. This month, we're supporting the good work of Friends of Night People. Since 1969, Friends of Night People have served the poor and destitute of Buffalo, providing them with hope, treating them with dignity. They serve 2 meals a day every single day of the year. They provide clothing, showers, hygiene items, locker use, ID assistance, and access to outreach workers. And they are in particular need of men's clothing, especially pants. And new underwear and socks are always appreciated. And there's a box in the garden entrance. Last I saw it was kind of near the name tag stand for you to donate items.
Let us pause in life's pleasures and count the many tears while we all sup sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis a song, a sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered beyond my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty, music light and gay, they are frail forms waiting by our door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading seems to say, oh, hard times come again no more. It's a song, a sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered beyond my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no Tis a sigh that is wafted across the lonely wave. It's a wail that's heard upon the shore. It's a dirge that is murmured around the lowly grave. Oh, hard times come again no more. Is a sound, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered beyond my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more.
Let's join our hearts and minds now in a time of prayer, reflection, meditation. Spirit of life, God of our hearts, Holy One of blessing, you who guided the children of Israel out of slavery to their promised land, you who walk with us and guide us through the trials and strife of our lives toward that place of peace and love and joy that we long for. Show us, we pray, whose needs are so great, how close we are to what we seek, and how often the things we want most desperately are ours already if we will only stretch out our hands. Help us to be brave enough for life and love, and guide us in our search through doubt and darkness until we find the faith that knows no place or season, until we learn at last that though the very stars may wander, there is that within us which need never lose its way. We especially hold in our hearts today the family of friends of Marilyn Bell Schwade, especially her children, Jacob and Zoe. As you've heard, no doubt, Marilyn died on June 29th. Her memorial service will be next Saturday here at noon. And now let us fill this space made holy by our presence with the names of loved ones who are on our minds and in our hearts today, some suffering in pain and sorrow, some celebrating in joy. The breath of nature is upon us, the spirit of life is within us, and the community of love is among us. So be it, blessed be, and let the church say, Amen. And now I invite you to remain seated as we sing together, Spirit of Life, number 123.
You join me in a responsive reading. That's number 593 in the back of your gray hymnal, or it should be on the screen above me, and you read the italics portion in response. This is Liberation is Costly by Desmond Tutu. Liberation is costly. Even after the Lord had delivered Israelites from Egypt, they had to travel through the desert. There was starvation and thirst, and they kept complaining. Many of them preferred the days of bondage and the flesh pots of Egypt. We must remember that liberation is costly. It needs unity. We must hold hands and refuse to be divided. We must be ready. But those people will have contributed to the struggle. Let us be united. Let us be filled with hope. Let us be those who respect one another.
Just the first 4 lines of the song now.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby.
You all know the scene. Pretty much everybody has seen it at least once. And I'd be willing to bet that some of you have seen it many, many times. The young Judy Garland in pigtails and gingham, playing the role of an even younger Dorothy. Hugging her little dog Toto to her breast, she stands in the midst of her drab life in sepia-colored Kansas, surrounded by older people and cranky neighbors, and nothing anywhere on the horizon to even hint that there's any place, anywhere, for a young girl's dreams and hopes. And then she begins to sing. She sings of a place where, somewhere over the rainbow, a place where dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Dare to dream truly, because it takes courage even to dream. She sings of her longing, her hope that maybe, if the birds can fly there, just barely maybe, but still, maybe she can go there too. You know too how that song has lasted. All her life, that was the song people wanted Judy to sing. Maybe she got tired of singing it, but people never got tired of hearing it, because it spoke to something deep inside them. Its words were their words. They too longed for that place over the rainbow. They needed to hear again and again that there really was such a place, even if it was just in a song. It's something that just seems to go with being human. That longing, that yearning for the place somewhere over the rainbow, for the heart's desire, the promised land, the land flowing with milk and honey, the better home awaiting in the sky, the kingdom of heaven, the beloved community here on earth, where there is more love, more hope, more peace, more justice, more joy. So many, many images for that one deep human longing. One of the things that religions do, one of the things that religions are for, is to support our hope for this better place that we yearn for, to affirm that it's real, and offer us some clues about how to find it. It appears in many guises. Sometimes we understand it as a place deep inside us, and we call it inner peace or enlightenment, nirvana or samadhi. Sometimes we envision it as a real place we might someday reach, another world, heaven or paradise. Or this world, transformed into a place of peace and justice and love. Or maybe it's a kind of combination of the inner and outer, a sense of mystical union, of salvation, of being one with God, one with all that is, one with the great mystery at the heart of things. Or maybe it's something we haven't even begun to imagine. And yet we know it's real. We know it because we can feel it in our hearts, our souls, our minds, that somehow, somewhere, sometime there is something more. The life we know is part of something larger, and we belong to something larger than our little selves. Something in us believes, hopes, knows that there is more love somewhere, more hope somewhere, more peace somewhere, more joy somewhere. Over the rainbow, deep in our hearts, here in human community, somewhere. And we're going to keep on till we find it.
Someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Where troubles melt like lemon drops, way above the chimney tops. That's where you find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Skies are blue, and the dreams your dad dreamed really do come true.
You gotta switch to Lord, let me find my way. Look at this.
Lord, let me find my way, Jesus. Oh, let me find my way through the trials and strife of this earthly life. Lord, let me find my way.
The story of the Exodus is one of the great archetypal stories of the human journey to the heart's desire. The children of Israel, enslaved in Egypt, set out across the Sinai desert, led by God through Moses toward a land flowing with milk and honey. The land God had promised them many generations ago through the patriarch Abraham. They start out with high hopes and a miracle, the parting of the Red Sea, which allows them to pass over dry shod before the waters close in and drown the pursuing army. There are miracles aplenty along the way, water springing from a rock when they're thirsty, manna falling from the heavens when they're hungry, a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night to lead them on their way. All this for a journey, as nearly as I can figure out, of maybe 200 miles as the crow flies. It should have been easy, even with all those people on foot, with their children and their animals. even with a detour or two or stops along the way. What, a couple of months, maybe, stretching it a year, even 2? But no, the story says it took them 40 years. 40 years in the wilderness. They got tired of traveling, tired of eating manna all the time, tired maybe of the demands of this God who was leading them. Over and over, they began to complain, what's this promised land stuff after all? Egypt wasn't so bad. We had houses to live in and food to eat. We want to go back now. Forget the milk and honey. We'll take the flesh pots of Egypt. Yet, again and again, with God pulling and Moses pushing, they remembered who they were, and where they were going, and on they went for 40 years. I said it was an archetypal story, which means it's our story. It's everybody's story, the story of our souls. Michael Walzer, in his book Exodus and Revolution, summarized its message this way: wherever you live, it's probably Egypt. There is a better place, a world more fair, full of promise and hope. The way to it is to go through the wilderness. There is no other way to get there except by the hard way, being tested as we go. There is no other way to get there. The young Dorothy in Kansas dreams of flying over the rainbow as easily as the happy little bluebirds seem to do. But when she finds herself in Oz, which at first glance looks like the place she's been dreaming of, she finds that for all its technicolor beauty, it's a place of dangers, toils, and snares, a place of trials and strife. She and the 3 new friends she meets there soon finds that it takes all the courage, all the brains, all the heart they have, even when they think those are the very things they're seeking, to meet the tests and find their way to the Emerald City. So it is on our own journey toward the promised land we seek. We will be tested and challenged. We will despair and be tempted to give up. We will lose our faith and find it again. We will learn something about keeping on, even when it feels like we're going nowhere, even when we're not sure we can remember what we're looking for, even when Egypt starts looking pretty good again. And if we do that, if we meet our tests and challenges with all we have in us, if we keep on keeping on, we find there's something like the Israelites, cloud by day and pillar of fire by night, something that leads us, something that helps us find our way. Maybe it's God, maybe it's Jesus, maybe it's other people, maybe it's our religious community. Maybe it's our deep feeling of connection with all that is. Maybe we have no other name for it than the great mystery. But something holds us. Something loves us. Something beyond the smallness of ourselves is there to help us find our way.
Lord, let me find my way, dear Jesus. Lord, let me find my way through the trials and strife of my earthly life. Lord, let me find my way. The Lord, He knows my troubles, knows my heart is true. He knows my pain, my faith regained the Lord will see me through. Lord, let me find my way, dear Jesus. Lord, let me find my way through the trials and strife of this earthly life. Lord, let me find my way. Lord, let me find my way, dear Jesus. Lord, let me find my way to the trials and strife of this earthly life. Lord, let me find my way. Lord, let me find my way. Lord, let me find my way.
Little intro to Amazing Grace. There's another image of Judy Garland that sticks in my mind. This one you might not have seen. It was at the end of a TV biopic I stumbled across some years ago. Judy was singing at one of the last concerts of her life. She's not old in years, but her life has been hard in spite of or because of her stardom, and she will not live much longer. She's been through the wilderness and more, been used and abused, tested and tried, exploited and betrayed. The audience, as always, is clamoring for Over the Rainbow. Finally, as I remember it, she comes forward and sits on the edge of the stage, close to the audience, intimately, not performing, just singing from somewhere deep inside her. It's as though there's nobody and nothing else there but her and the song. In that song are all the dreams that never did come true and now never will. All the troubles that followed her all her life, all the self-doubt, all the struggle and hurt that lay hidden behind the glamour and the adulation. And yet, out of all that despair, her song affirms the vision, affirms her faith in that place over the rainbow. She knows now it's not what she once thought it would be. Her understanding of it now is darker, more complex. Perhaps like Moses on the mountaintop at the end of his life, she can see the promised land more clearly than ever, even though she knows she can never quite enter it. Maybe what she knows now is that the place over the rainbow is not a place we actually get to, at least not in anything like the way we have imagined it. When the children of Israel finally reach the land flowing with milk and honey, it's made of dirt and water, just like any other. When Dorothy and her friends find the Wizard of Oz, he's just an old man behind a curtain. And yet, the children of Israel do have a new home and freedom. And Dorothy and her friends do get their heart's desire. As the poet Rumi wrote, when you eventually see through the veils to how things really are, you will keep saying again and again, this is certainly not like we thought it was. What is it like? We don't know. We won't know until we get there. All we have are clues, most of them in songs and stories. The children of Israel reached the promised land, but it was their being there, being at home there, that would make it a land flowing with milk and honey. Dorothy and her friends find what they seek, but they discover that it was within them all along. It took the whole long, hard journey to get to the place where they could see that they were already there, to develop within themselves what was barely potential at the beginning. But they got there. And they were not alone. Never. Even when they thought they were. At every moment, they were held in love by something larger than themselves, larger than all of them together. God was always with the Israelites, even when they turned away from him, guiding them, leading them, not just geographically to the promised land, but into deeper relationship with him and with each other. And Dorothy and her companions were bound together and held by their love and caring for each other, which in the larger scheme of things was also the love of Dorothy's household back in Kansas. And so are we held, all of us, by love, by spirit, by the holy, by the mystery, as we make our journey, our never-ending journey toward our heart's desire.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Now it's your turn to sing again. Hymn number 131, Love Will Guide Us. I think you will find the words up here.
Okay. Love will guide us, lead us
hands up here.
If you join me in our final reading. As we extinguish the flame of this chalice, may we carry its light with us into the world in the power of peace, faith, justice, and love.
Take courage, friends. The way is often hard, the goal is never clear, and the stakes are very high. Take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone. Therefore, blessed by community, renewed in spirit, and strong in faith, go forth in courage and peace to meet the days to come. So be it. Blessed be. And let the congregation say, Amen.
Amen. The sun is slowly sinking. Daylight is almost gone. Yet darkness falls around us. But we must journey on. The darkest hour is just before dawn. The narrow way leads home. Lay down your soul at Jesus' feet. The darkest hour is just before dawn. Like a shepherd out on a mountain, watching his sheep below. He's coming back to claim us. Will you be ready to go? The darkest hour is just before dawn. The narrow way leads home. Lay down your soul at Jesus' feet. The darkest hour is just before dawn. The darkest hour is just before dawn. The narrow way leads home. Lay down your soul at Jesus' feet. The darkest hour is just before dawn. The darkest hour is just before dawn. Thank you. What a surprise to look up and see you there.